Well, today's mission, I'm going to go take a look at a Yamaha Viking side-by-side, see if it's got a blown head gasket. Almost thinking it does, just want to get it running, drive it around a little bit, see if it starts blowing coolant out. I guess last time it overheated and started bubbling, so fire up the old stabbing wagon there, and I just want to clarify, for all 23 people that saw that thing in the first video, I don't hate the car. I really like it. It's been around a long time, and if we hadn't have found it, it'd have been long gone. So any Pinto people out there that saw it, don't be thinking I'm hating on it. It's a nice little car. Twikies! Oh! We're gonna go the other way now. Come on! There's some big ones out there. That'd do a lot of damage. I guess just a quick message to the few people that are watching this so far. Bear with me. Waiting for winter to let up completely so I can get access to the projects I want to film. Work's been busy, so it's kind of hard. I'm really doing this on my what little bit of spare time that I have. Maybe here soon I'll film a little preview of what's to come. I think you'll probably all enjoy it. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to look at a possible revival car. It's old Porsche that's been sitting in the field for maybe 10 years. Suppose it's blown motor, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a check out. So that should be interesting. But until then, let's see what's wrong with this Yamaha. Chicken! Well, there she is. Buried. Not too bad. So what we got to do here, get the front end jacked up, get some coolant in it, and bleed the system. That looks like a comfy seat for your arse. Got us flat, just has to be. Any other one flat? 2 flats. Not good. This thing, it was bought at a dealership I think maybe 3 years ago with not a great deal of miles on it, and you could tell it had a brand new jug put in it, which seemed suspicious at the time, but just kind of went with it. And it wasn't long, the head gasket blew. Pulled it apart, had the head remachined, it had a warp to it, and put it back together, and it was fine. Ran for a while, and then it blew again, like maybe 200 miles or so. Then, well, whatever, pulled it apart, and it's kind of hard to tell. It's got 4 head bolts that go down, and then these Yamaha's got 2 that come up from the bottom. And what had happened the second time is the threads pulled out of the smaller bolts, and head gasket lifted, created a breach, and started compressing the cooling system. Took it back off, everything was still flat, Healy coiled them, red Loctite, redid it, and they come loose. It's always, and I guess if anybody on here was a Yamaha guy, hard to tell, but it's the back bolt that comes up from the bottom by the exhaust. Every time this has happened, that bolt's been loose, and then you know the rest of the story. It breaches, it lifts up, loses clamping force, and blows the head gasket. So this time it happened, I had noticed that bolt was loose. I'm not saying it's gonna fix it, but I tightened it, and we're just gonna get it filled up with coolant, bled out, run it, see what happens. The head gasket's blown, and I don't think it's that incredibly involved. To make it a lot easier, is just pull this whole powertrain right out of it, replace the belt, service the trans, just do everything, and then maybe a person can get on that bolt decent with a torque wrench and be able to get a good solid torque on it, because it may be the problem. I don't know, but I guess let's see what happens. I think I do, however, have to check. Yeah, she is down on oil. I'll have to fill that up. Is now full on Earl. Now I'll get the front end jacked up on her. I shouldn't put any in here. Yep, she is dry. That looks like fun. I'm gonna try this neutral drop style. Ain't even looking. Oop, nope, we're spilling. Just kidding, actually I am. Wow, that thing was really empty. Well, I just got a lot more worried. That thing was extremely empty on coolant. That's not good. Well, let's fill to the top. Start the bleeding process. Never remember which one to start with, but I would assume the bottom one, but right down, right there. Top one is right there. Sure if you guys heard that or not, but there's quite a bit of air that coming. Well, got it full. I went and cracked both them bleeders just to be sure it's completely bled and all the air should be out of the system. So I guess another thing I'm going to check for it too, as opposed to the cooling system getting compressed. I got a infrared heat gun there. I'm going to cycle it, make sure it's flowing, circulating like it should be. Maybe it's just a cooling fan not kicking in and it just overheated before. Who knows? You just never know with the Yamahahaha. Tell me when to bet that the battery's dead. It's one thing I've always learned with UTVs. You either got a dead battery or a flat tire. Maybe that's just a Polaris thing. I don't know. It's just what I've come to know. Here in neutral. That's promising. That's not promising. Ooh! We got smoke! Might as well check this before a guy goes any further. I don't see any coolant coming out of it, but it does smell kind of sweet. It ran before, but being it was low in antifreeze, I'm wondering if she ain't puking into the cylinder. Huh. Figures. Well, I went ahead and pulled the spark plug out of it, and it definitely looks like red antifreeze on there, and it is, from what I would say, is running extremely lean, but it's hard to tell, I guess, if it was steam cleaning that plug off. We're definitely going to know that it was burning antifreeze. And it wasn't hydrolocking. I remember the first time this happened, it was hydrolocking right up before it'd start, but it would start, but smoke like crazy, so I guess I'll just turn it over and see if it sprays any juice out of her. Ah! Yeah! She junked! Definitely got a blowed head gasket. Well, that sucks. I guess that's as far as we're gonna go on this thing. Figures. Now I got my work cut out for me. But as I stated before, I am a Polaris guy, but I'll say one thing. If I had this come up behind me at night, I'd be a little scared. What a mean looking bitch. Huh. Well, sorry I just bored the hell out of you guys for a while, but I was really hoping to actually take this thing for a drive. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be blowing up, but guess you can't do nothing about that. Good thing is, you have more content. Rebuilding the bitch. Well, I guess that'll do it for now. Thanks for watching. And just so it's duly noted, I drained the coolant down and blew all the antifreeze out of the cylinder and shot a little bit of WD down there. Keep it from rusting, and I guess, yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'll be the one rebuilding this or if it goes in. Kind of depends on time and when they want her done. So that's that. And I didn't lie when I started out this video. I said I would give you a sneak preview on what's to come. 1967 Chevrolet Impala 2-door hardtop. I got this car probably 5-6 years ago. It was a complete non-runner. It hardly even rolled. But it came with a rebuilt 327 small block, turbo 350 trans. It was just sitting in the car, nothing was hooked up. I got it running and driving, completely rebuilt the front end, disc brake conversion. It's completely stock underneath. There's no polyurethane, nothing crazy. It's just stock. I just want a nice cruiser but that may change. Don't hold me to that, it might change. But it runs and drives. The undercarriage is completely redone, painted up, ready to go. It just needs the electrical done. Obviously windows put in it, and the body completed. I don't know if I'm going to do for right now. I think I'm just going to get it driving and functional and enjoyable, and maybe leave it flat black, and down the road eventually paint it up, make it completely perfect, a nice beautiful show car. These are just very beautiful cars, completely done. And some of you might guess it was if anyone's familiar with the TV show Supernatural, but it was kind of inspired by that. I looked for a four-door hardtop just like it's on the TV show. I wanted to build a replica, but they were just extremely hard to come by and outrageously priced. I mean, junk ones were just bringing astronomical money. So I found this one not far from home and bought it and got it running. And I'll put a little, well, when the time comes when I get this out and start working on it again, I'll put a kind of a video montage of what I did years ago to it. I think it's mostly pictures, but there's one video of it that it's driving for the first time under its own power, and what I'm guessing probably 30 years. And I do have most of everything to complete this car. Trim pieces, wiring harness, new gas tank, and just a list of other stuff. What I do need though, and I have leads on it, is an interior. But definitely, just even in the sad state that it's in, it's still a beautiful car. I just love the look of these things. Absolutely love the looks. Absolutely love the looks of these cars. Yeah, just a little 327. The wiring's junk. It is. Absolutely. I mean, it's brittle. But I found a complete, I think it's all American auto wire harness for it. Plug and play the whole entire thing. That's it. And these two here are also two of my vehicles. Nothing too crazy with that. This is just a Ranger pickup I had for, well, forever. And this thing too, a neat story behind this. This is a Mercury Bobcat, which is the same thing as that station wagon that I own, but it's a hatchback version. Ford Pinto, Mercury Bobcat, same thing. A Mercury is just a Ford built with lock washers. There you go. But neat, really neat story. I'm sure I'll feature this car, but really super neat story behind this thing. It was, I guess I'm the third owner of it. The original owner bought this car and actually put 277,000 miles on it before it went to the owner before me, and I bought it. I think I had this car since 2007, somewhere in there. Actually, right now, there's 304,000 original miles on this car. Original engine, original trans. I believe the rear end was rebuilt, new bearings in it, and I put a new clutch in it. And I'll probably, if I ever really tell the total complete story of this car, I will show a picture of the clutch that only went 297,000. That was it. So, as summer comes, I will definitely show this car off. Original engine, I mean, it's kind of one of those check the gas, fill the oil kind of a thing, but it runs on all four and it runs great. But I'm sure I'll tell more about it in the future. But another thing to come.